grab you. And then make a copy of you for right there. Nice. Did you end up getting the science points needed for the thing you were mentioning before? Yeah, we got it right here. This is an ion engine. It runs off of xenon fuel and electricity. It's a solar powered, technically a solar powered engine. To put things into perspective, give me 1 second. I'll tell you why it's important. So this rocket right now weighs 46.4 tons. With the 2 other relays it had in there before, it was 50 tons. So we just saved 350 or 3.5 tons, and these things can go anywhere in space. These things can literally go anywhere they want. They have 11,000 delta V. Yeah, so we're pretty set up now for that. That's why I wanted them so bad. Because now we can take them anywhere. $11K delta V. Yeah, how you doing, Gandalf Ungren? Welcome in. Ions, my dude. Ions. Okay, so sea level 1961 at 1.23. I can add a little more fuel to this if I wanted to. Carlo, we dancing, we dancing, we dancing. Yeah, Ivo, that's where I was getting my saying from, because the U.S. Which is weird when it comes to Russia, because Russia uses solid fuel to launch their rockets, but they use liquid fuel to launch their ICBMs. Never messed with ions, had no idea they were that efficient. They are. They have a .04 TWR, but yes, they're crazy efficient if you build them right. 2004 1.99. And I got 2 tons. That's the whole point of ions? Well, yeah. But no one wants to sit here and do like 25-minute burns, you know? I get it. Trust me. I'm in the same boat sometimes. I'm like, oh, do I really gotta do all this big long burn? So these guys are 2 1/4. You guys are 1 1/8. You guys are 0.9. I think I want to do these. Let's do these instead, because I can take these and turn them sideways. Make them look funny. There we go. Doop, doop, doop. We're currently at 50.494, 50.274, 50.054, 49.834. 3,500 delta V. 3.0 relays. Save. I guess we'll reroute to here. Save, go. Wants the 50-ton challenge? Right there, Crag. Welcome in, buddy. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. So our rocket right now is 49.894 tons. And we're launching 2 comsats that are headed to Eve. So this is like the largest a rocket could be. Is docking allowed? You mean like in space? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be refueling and stuff and shipping up empty tanks and whatnot. Rarest Iowa, there was someone in the stream a week ago telling me that I should be rendezvousing in atmosphere to build my ships. That's why I asked that. You laugh, but welcome to the Kerbal Space Program community. In space, yeah, I vote 100%. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. Is such a thing even possible? I don't know. Rarest, But you laugh at me, but I've literally been told by people in chat that I should do that. They're like, what if you're assembling it in atmosphere? I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you can dock an atmosphere. They don't know how they're doing. I don't know how they're doing it. But they're obviously better at Kerbal than I am. Yeah, Ivo, if you read the command in chat, !50, it kind of goes through some of the things that are allowed. Just dock an atmosphere, bro. I have accidentally undocked something with a docking port and had it come back together again in atmosphere, but that was at like 65,000. And we were on our way up anyways. But it wasn't on purpose or anything. It was by accident. You launched the Rim rocket on Saturday. Yeah, we started our second colony. We're doing Randy, and we are doing Randy, and we're doing a royalty win this time. We have a royal on our group. Lady Looper. I know, Rares, you missed it. You can either watch the VOD or wait till it's uploaded onto YouTube. Speaking of which, for anybody just tuning in, we put all of our playthroughs on YouTube now. So if you want to check out any of the games we've played in the last couple of months, you can go there and check out our playlists, and you can see all of the games we played, and you can watch them all the way through. If you like the way I talk. Some people like the way I talk. I don't like the way I talk, but that's debatable. All right, we've got our guys here. What's holding those two satellites together? Docking ports. So this is a fairing, and fairings have fairing stages here. So they're in the fairing stages. There's usually a truss that goes here, but I turned the truss off. That's all done in the VAB. Bye, Evie. I'll see you soon. 47K. Wasn't that a bit early for fairing deployment? It was, but we needed more Delta V on our second stage. That way we can get into orbit. I'm trying to be efficient with my rockets, Chief Engineer. If you notice, we were just fine. I get what you're saying, though, but it was needed. It was needed to be done. We still need to get in orbit. Efficiencies for plebs, sure. Also debatable. I seem to feel like debating today. Yes. I'm debating on a large scale, Rares, which makes me a mass debater. You're welcome. You can use that one at home. That wasn't terrible, it was great. You feel a little booped? What do you mean? You want me to boop you? I can boop you. 291. One second, guys. See, we made it into orbit. We got 291 Delta V, which is enough to deorbit this, which I'm probably going to do here in just a minute once I get around to apoapsis. Now in high school, as part of the math debate club. There you go. You're still part of that club? Nothing wrong with that, man. I didn't know you needed a club to get it done. Okay, so batteries fully charged. Decouple. Gandalf, 9,767 Delta V. I can go anywhere I want. Check it. Okay, next one. I'm gonna break it out of here. What's the TWR? 0.04? 0.08? So I have 11,739 seconds of burn. It doesn't burn very hard, but it burns very long. Decouple, turn SAS off. Reason being, since we're going to deorbit this ship, and I need to be able to get it out. So we're going to activate engine, do this. Be careful, don't break your solar panels. No, you're moving asteroids with the nukes. All right, so then over here, we're going to take this. Oh, wait, we have plenty of electric charge. Why did I turn SAS off? See, now we got 722 delta V, because now we got the mass off. We can deorbit this bad boy. And it's gone. Cool. Okay, so back to Space Center. Now we need to take a Kerbal to Eve. So we got to pack on a scientist and make sure... Oh, I could go in the tracking station and delete stuff in this save, Rarest. There's no... That wasn't like hard mode. Hard mode, that was a pain in the butt. Hard mode, man. Having to go and clean up all my trash and stuff. It was rough. I want to use this same rocket. Do I? Nah, let's rebuild it. Let's rebuild it. What number are we up to? We're at 24. 24 is the Minmus ship, so we gotta keep that in mind. ASA 025. Eve flyby. We're probably going to try and put it in orbit of Eve as well. That way we can have a nice trajectory back to Kerbal when it comes time. Wrong probe. I would like this probe, please. This is the best probe ever, especially when you're toting a scientist around. So we're going to have these two is the main hub. Let's see. Give it a parachute. Then I would like to actually put the science storage unit in here. And I kind of want to put a docking port on this. Docking port or... You call it the tug job? Nice. Good job, man. Yeah, I think I want a docking port because I want to bring this science back, but I don't want to drop it off at Kerbal. I want to take it to Minmus. That way we can process it. So if I put all of the experiments, if I take all the experiments on the Kerbal and move them, I can move them into a ship that takes us over to Minmus to drop them off. This chute can go away, and we can just do our standard double drones, double other ones here. I wish I can use that to put parachutes on. It's really unfortunate that I can't, but this is fine. Doesn't really help any. I do want an antenna on here. It's not going to be a relay, just a regular. That's 2G. That one's 15. That one's 15. That's what we want here. Because we're not going to have any really strong relays. Well, we are going to have 2 strong relays. I guess we can just use this to communicate. Make sure it has signal. Anything else I need on the pod itself? No, right? I think we're good on that pod. So let's grab Science Junior. I want to put the... Let's put a ladder here. I could be a little free with the weight, with the mass, because we're going to be using a the ion engine on the Scientist. And I want to make it to where the Scientist can hop in and out of here pretty quickly and grab the science. Battery? We'll get batteries here in a minute. I don't want to load it into here. Okay. So there's that. And then we need service bay. Service bay needs to be turned 90 degrees. Okay. In here is going to be the rest of our science. That way the ship is nice and clean. I want to go goo up front. Like that. Does that close clean? It does. As long as it closes clean, I'm okay with it. And then put you there. Put you there. You there. Temperature here. It's actually starting to... It's not in the middle. A box of ravioli. No, it's a gravioli detector. You know better, Gandalf Ungren. Slide you over. Slide you over. Hell yeah. Rigged in the chat. I win. So rigged. I'm going to put the batteries on this side. I'm going to go RX. Put them there and put them here. I'm going to pack them in a little bit. That way they make sense. So over like that. And have them touching. And bring these over to where they touch. How is that going to close up? Does it look clean? Ah, the batteries are right there. Lame. There we go. Alright, looks clean. Dark matter ravioli is your favorite? Good to know. We do need more batteries, though, for the actual ion. Because it's going to eat a lot of batteries. But I want this to be kind of what comes back. Maybe not all of that. Put a decoupler here. Heat shield. Yes, that one's too big. We're going to leave the full ablator on it because I don't know how fast we're going to be coming in. Ideally, I would not want to be speeding in at the speed of light, but we could be coming in at like 3,000 meters a second, depending on how much delta V we've got left over. The little ion won't be able to like do too much in the way of keeping things cool. I think I can run. See, that was 8 or 4 in there, so that's 1,600. 26, 36, 46, 56. That seems like enough. And then I think the fuel tank covers them. It does not. That looks horrible. Okay. I guess we're a tall boy, huh? How much do we weigh? Only 3 tons. We haven't put the fuel on yet, though. Oh, that's too much fuel. We did put the fuel on. I didn't put the engine on yet. I think we're missing a control wheel in here. So I do want to do that. 7,856 delta V. 7,886. All right. That seems fair. So the scientists can hop out, just climb down to here, mess with the science. We can open this and have this open. They can gather all the data, reset the 2 modules, and they're good to go. We're going to need to get science in a couple different areas. We're going to need to get sun science. I wonder how close sun science is. Wherever we're at the sun when we're close to Eve, we'll get science again. Then we have to get high Eve, low Eve, and then we're going to come home. So that's going to be 4 sets of science. Crew report, EVA report. How will you access the science storage box up there? We don't need to access it. That's going to be the last thing. So once the scientist is going to come out, run all the experiments, gather all the data, climb in, then we're going to transfer. Then we're going to climb out, do everything, climb back in, transfer. And then at the end, what we can do is we can just transfer from that over to here and then have the scientists collect it on the way out when they transfer to another vehicle. And if we can't transfer to another vehicle, then we have the docking port here, and we can just docking port this over to another lander and land it on Minmus. That way we have all the science. But yeah, we'll transfer from the can, for sure. Alright, that seems... See, the bigger one's 4,000, the bigger battery. We don't have that unlocked yet. Solar panels, obviously, we're going to put 2 here. That way we've got our power. Okay. So there's our big old rocket. 6,561. That's enough delta V to get to even back. Should be. If not, I could double the fuel if we're unsure. At what TWR? 0.05. It's going to be a shit TWR. I'm not worried about that. TWR doesn't matter, guys. Gross? I mean, what's the alternative? I've only got 50 tons to work with for the whole rocket. And I've only got 6 days to get it out. I could double this and put 2 rockets here. I'm not going to like it. It doesn't matter when we're in space. It doesn't matter at all. It's going to be a nice, enjoyable ride for the Kerbal as they're cruising around space. Let's see if I can't grab this and slide it over. There we go. He's got little feetsies. So now we're at 11,000 delta V at 0.08. There we doubled our TWR. And we are at 5 tons, which isn't bad. All right. Only thing we're missing. Are we missing anything? Let's go through the checklist. We got propulsion. We got batteries. We've got science. We have an antenna. Then we've got... I've got to wait for it to return, but it's not going to return, right? Well, that's just in case of an emergency that it has to return. No need for RCS? I never use RCS. But no, there's no need for it anyways. That just adds more mass to the ship, Gandalf. Which will lower our delta V and lower our TWR. Since it matters so much. I think that's it right there. Okay, E flyby. Let's go. That's our little rocket ship. We're going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship. Oh, I just realized we're not gonna be able to put I gotta put an engine plate on this. I can't do this that I just did. I gotta take these off. Oops. Yeah, we gotta do this instead. That way we can have a clean from one side to the other. You just started using RCS, never really bothered before this save. Yeah, RCS, there are people that like it, and there's people, I mean, I'm on the train that we don't need it. I've never needed RCS for anything. So I just don't use it. Chief Engineer, in the future, make sure you ask permission for links. Please and thank you. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. RCS is nice when you don't want to blow away your spacecraft away with your exhaust from your main engine. Just turn your thrust down. It takes 2 seconds and it saves you Delta V, or it saves you TWR, or both. Alright, we're good there. Next stage. 30 kilometers. We need a second stage to get it around. Probably need a fairing, since we have a docking port on top. You honestly don't use RCS much? I don't use it at all. I sometimes use it for like land-based crafts. When I go to Gilly, or when I go to... There's a moon around Jewel too, but I use RCS to keep my craft on the ground. Because otherwise it'll just hop off and fly away. That's a good use of RCS. They were supposed to put, you know, ground anchors in this game a couple patches ago. But that hasn't happened yet. I don't have a... I do right there. You put a garbage station around Mun that only has RCS for repositioning, no other means of thrust. That works. We'll just use the claw as an anchor. In order for it to do that, though, Gandalf, they have to, for the claw to work, they have to make the claw be able to grab onto anything. Right now, it can only grab onto parts, which is why I can grab onto asteroids. They can't make planets parts because then it has to simulate the entire planet. That's the issue with that. I think the issue that they've got going on is whatever the anchor grabs onto, it has to simulate that area of the planet as it's moving around. And they're having an issue doing it with the spaghetti code that exists in the game right now. That's my best guess. Okay, there's our little fairing. We're at 7 tons. We're still lighter than most of my other last stages. And then from there, we can go this. We're just going to keep going tall. And this is going to have our patented, trusty skiff on it, maybe? 2400 Delta V. That works. That's your second favorite after dark matter ravioli? You're just in a pasta mood, huh? It's impossible to get you down.